Hello and welcome to Tales from the Backlog. My name is Steve Boshear. This is more or less my show, but I'm not running it tonight. Tonight we are playing for the first time ever on our Monday night stream D&D 5e, specifically Spelljammer, which we've all been wanting to get into. I guess Cody and Jeff have been playing Spelljammer for a while, but Kenny and I have been wanting to get into it. Yeah, so if you are unfamiliar with this channel, we usually run D&D on Friday nights, but we just finished our 3-year campaign on that show, so it's on hiatus temporarily. We did 100 episodes plus some one-shots, and we are taking a little break before we're actually going to do some Cyberpunk Red over there, and then early next year, we will start Campaign 2 of Shadows of Arconia. But this Monday night stream, Tales from the Backlog, this is where we try out other games that we don't get to play because we're always playing D&D. So tonight we're playing D&D. And why don't the rest of you introduce yourself? Let's start with Cody, then Kenny, then Jeff.
Hi, I am Cody, and I will be your dungeon master for tonight, and I hope that you all die in space.
Thanks.
I'm Kenny. I've been on the show a number of times, and tonight I'll be playing Captain Jack Notrub, who is the captain of this ship. What did we decide to call her?
The Stellar J, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, that's what it was. The Stellar J. We had a lot of bad ideas, but I think that's a good one.
Yeah, that was a winner. Thank you.
It's a Shrike ship with a blue body and a black head. Like a
There you
Stellar
go.
J.
There you go.
Nice.
Was my thought, anyways. And on that note, I am Jeff. I've been on this stream once before, and tonight I am playing T3M 93R Temper, the Warforged Barbarian.
Speaking of the last time you were on the stream, Jeff, we do have another Beyond the Wall coming up if you'd like to jump back into that, because I really liked it. And it's quick to pick up. But that aside, I didn't say my character. I'm playing Lieutenant Cornwallis Blasty O'Shaughnessy. Blasty's the ship's cook, and he is a mostly... He's sort of a hybrid being, mixed parentage, mostly dwarf and elf. So picture like a dwarf that's just human height, but otherwise a dwarf. Just like take a dwarf and stretch him up to full height, and that's Blasty. And he is a monk. I have 1 level in fighter, and the rest Kensei monk for blasting away.
All right, very cool. And we'll just get right into it. As you all begin to load the cargo, or more specifically, that's what the crew's for. You have 12 Housie crewmen. Housie are chimp-like humanoid creatures that are often for hire for a reasonable rate. They all wear red shirts that have an ancient language written on their backs that say expendable. You tend to churn through about 12 of these throughout any individual voyage, and would you expect that you have 12 fresh new recruits, all excited and ready to go?
Ooh, good planning.
I always make their first meal really special because it might be their last.
It often is.
Yeah,
I make sure to include in the contracts, not liable for damages.
and I don't know who keeps making them those shirts.
I believe that's up to the quartermaster, so I don't know why Temper has been stamping all of these on the shirts, but...
Warforged deficiency.
Yeah.
Right.
The not racisms.
Oh, yeah. That was a big thing. Hey, but we're paying ours.
Yeah, they are employees. You know?
Yeah.
They're employees. Very important distinction.
Yeah.
And, you know, it is a profit share, so if whoever does survive does actually get all the money, if any of them do. Now, I'm not here to say there's a reason none of them survive, but that's besides the point.
Well, maybe it's because they don't have any character levels, and maybe they should think about that before signing up.
Exactly. As all of the Housey prepare the ship and swab the deck and prepare the sails, an aristocrat astral elf shows up carrying a mysterious package. It is no bigger than a backpack, and it is glowing and humming with this resonant magic.
I'm sorry, who
He
has
beckons-
this thing?
An aristocrat elf, and he approaches Captain Notrub, and he says, "Good day, Captain."
Good day.
It is a male astral elf in high aristocrat fashion. He's wearing long flowing robes, but he is armed with a ceremonial dagger as far as you can tell. He wears an opulent tiara with a massive gem in the middle of it.
Can I use my insight to kind of figure out, see his demeanor? Is he afraid? Is he rushed? Trying to figure out how to adjust our prices to reflect his desperation.
Yeah, go ahead and make that roll.
All right.
You know what? I need dice if I want to
Right.
play this game.
Those
all
are
right.
important.
26
26.
plus 8.
Yeah, you can tell he has all of the refinery and demeanor of a noble of a massive house. He knows he is important, and he knows not to let you swindle him. He sees you as beneath him, and he knows it.
Okay.
Okay.
Captain Notrub, I expect everything to be in order for our transport.
So has this already been prearranged, or is this?
Yeah, this is prearranged.
Why, yes, sir. Ship's ready to go. All we need is the cargo.
Yes, it has arrived, and you will be paid handsomely when we arrive at our destination, and the deposit. And he hands you a sack of gold, defined as 10 loot.
All right. I shall take that. And will he be joining us on the trip, or was he just handing us the cargo?
He is joining you. If one of the Housey actually approach him, and other than looking disgusted, he just looks genuinely inseparable from this cargo that's on his back.
All right. Well, I call over one of the crew. Or actually, is Blasty nearby? Actually, probably Jeff would probably be. Or sorry, Jeff. How do you?
Temper.
Temper. That's right. Sorry, Temper. As the quartermaster, Temper. Could you show this man to his quarters?
Aye. Interrogative. Which quarters?
Oh. And let's see, where's the guest quarters?
Of course. Of course.
I'm trying to think if our ship doesn't even have guest quarters.
They do.
Okay.
I will show him to the stateroom.
Yeah. Well, the stateroom is below deck, and we're just going to change room 9 to be the stateroom.
Perfect.
It is originally a galley that was retrofitted to house an aristocrat now.
All right.
I will escort him away to the stateroom.
Yeah, he puts his hands into his robes and he gives a bow as he is led by Temper. And he asks Temper, "How many voyages have you been on, Quartermaster?"
How many have I been on? Innumerable. Much like yourself, we Warforged don't really age. So I spent many a moon, many a cycle on these astral seas. My crew here is quite competent, and I put absolute faith, more so than any other crew I have traveled with before.
I see. Let us make haste, and if we're all ready to dock, or take sea, let us go.
I'm just in the galley, which I imagine is a tiny little room that I could touch all four walls without moving my feet. And I'm chopping vegetables and grumbling about rich people and don't have their space legs.
Fair.
Yeah, is there anything you guys want to do before you take off? Anything you want to discuss with your housey crew?
Do we want to describe our characters?
Yeah.
Let's skip that.
Did we? I described mine.
We
but
said
you guys
names.
go ahead.
Okay. Temper is a 6'10", 300-pound monster of a warforged. He towers over absolutely everything and has to duck under every doorway he walks through. He doesn't wear any armor, but no one would suspect he needs to. And he's got a large red crest on his forehead, reminiscent of a mohawk, if the mohawk was made of metal.
Okay, very cool. And Captain Natrub?
Yes, and Captain Jack is a sort of a rough, humble man with sort of shoulder-length hair with a few beads tied into him. You're sort of what you'd expect from a seafarer who doesn't really care about his appearance, to sort of the noble class, but definitely has an air about him that shows he knows his way around a ship.
Okay.
He's human. Sorry, he's just other than that, he's just a regular human.
I'm sorry. What class were you playing?
A rogue.
Rogue. If you said that, I'm sorry.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think I don't think I said that yet. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, and I already described Blasty, but again, 6 foot tall dwarf with guns. Primarily
Okay.
monk.
So it sounds like everyone's prepared to leave and everyone's good to go.
I'm ready.
Captain Natrub, would you like to take the Spelljammer and take us to space?
All right. So I assign, because we have someone who can power the Spelljammer helm under our employment.
Yeah, if you want to assign one of the housey, if you want to say that one of the housey is
A level 1
capable of
bard.
doing that.
Yeah.
What was their name?
Oh gosh.
Housey.
Yeah, I was gonna go with Bubbles, but
Bubbles.
All right,
Yeah,
Bubbles
that's
it
better.
is. Okay. Very good.
All right.
Bubbles takes the wheel. And my Excel sheet is fighting me now. Okay, very good. All right, Bubbles takes the wheel. And you're taking off. Who wants to roll the d6? Who named Bubbles? Kenny. Roll me a d6 to see how this departure goes.
Oh, a d6. All right. Oops. It's all right. Right. Sorry, because I'm in roll 20. Or here, let's see.
Yeah, just for the audience.
Yeah.
I employ this rule where a lot of times if things are not a direct skill check or related to a character, I'll have them roll a d6. 6s are good, 1s are bad, and
4.
And anything in between just means pretty mediocre.
Okay. Mediocre it is.
Mediocre it is. So, as Bubbles takes the helm, he takes in Cerebrum, as you do, and he sits in the chair. And your ship, the Stellar J, begins to whirl with arcane power. As you feel the gravity field generate, you see this translucent bubble appear around your vessel as you drift away from port. Before you could leave the settlement you were stationed at, you must go through customs. This is a gift settlement that you're at. And you see the High Imperial Gift soldiers manning a wall around the settlement, and you must pass through the checkpoint, and you're stopped and hailed. Greetings.
Greetings,
Where are
sir.
you going today?
Oh, you know, to just wander the stars and take a little scenic tour as usual.
Show me your star charts of your planned route.
And I will pull out my obviously doctored star charts. So I will
Obviously
roll.
doctored.
Yeah, because of course people don't need to know. It's part of job security to ensure our clients' safety throughout the voyage. So, shall I roll for deception?
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead? Yeah, go ahead.
Uh, 12, which is pretty shitty with a plus 10.
That's very shitty. The DC was 15. So, the gift man turns a flesh color as you can tell he's upset at this. He says, "What is this insult? You dare give me doctored star charts? I could have you hanged for this. Where are you going? And what is your business?"
Oh, I apologize. Those were the charts from our last client. Sorry. And then I'll pull out the real charts.
Yes. Okay. I see you have a member of House Vicus with you. Is he present for hailing?
He just went down to sleep, down to his quarters, so he did not want to be disturbed.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
All right. All right, let's see. 14.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes, "Ah, yes. House Vicus is very influential. We would not want to upset them if they were not expecting me to hail them." Okay, carry on and be careful. It states here that you guys have fragile cargo that is highly volatile. So
It's
I'm gonna
me.
go ahead and wave.
Enough about Blasty.
I'm gonna go ahead and waive your dangerous goods paperwork, just to let House Vicus go. They will let you be on your way. Please don't cause any trouble.
Appreciate it. Any advice? Any good tips on potential trouble that we may see on this route from any ships that you've had pass through your customs?
He looks over. Well, very clearly you're a smuggling ship, so I assume pirates galore anytime you leave the safe sector of the Gif Empire.
Smuggling? Us?
Get out of here.
Shocked. I am insulted.
And your presence insults me that you dare lie to me on such a regular basis. Get out of my sight.
True, I did say have a good day. I apologize for lying.
You hope that man falls down a flight of stairs and dies.
May your powder be wet.
I would like to just come over by the railing of the ship and just lean on it with my musket on my back and all of my pistols just clearly visible dangling off of my harness or whatever as I lean. And I'm just going to watch the guy as we sail away.
You know, try to intimidate him or something?
Yeah, more. I mean, intimidate's a little far. I just send him a message.
Okay.
It's more of a we don't give a fuck about you and your rules message.
Yeah. So you're still in the galley? Is that where you are, Blasty, as you guys take off?
No, just now I came up, but yeah.
I'll go
back to the galley.
No, stay where you are.
Okay, I'll stay where I am.
Oh, this art that is on screen right now is very beautiful.
Oh, yeah, all the art, by the way, except for that image behind Jeff and Kenny, all the other art on our stream is AI generated by Midjourney tonight, which is a cool little AI art generation program, if anyone doesn't know about it. Yeah, so there you go. try it out.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. As you head out, you see the open blackness of the astral sea. You see specks on specks of stars out into the aether. You know that this trip will take you 4 weeks to complete.
Cool.
You're in for a long journey. It's best you take some time to get to know your crew. That being said, there is the lookout that is above in the crow's nest of the Spelljammer, and he jumps off and glides down to your level Blasty, and he introduces himself. What did he tell you his name was?
Bildo.
Bildo?
Bildo.
Yeah, he wears an eye patch, obviously, even though he wears an eye patch in space, even though there is no constant sun to be adjusting your eyes to. But he heard it. You believe he tells you he heard it in a story once that it's what all the real lookouts do.
How tall is Bildo?
Bildo is probably 3'2".
Why is he the lookout? Can he see over the railing of the crow's nest?
He shows an aptitude for climbing that would not hinder him.
What's up, Bildo?
What's for dinner, Blasty?
Wouldn't you like to know?
That's why I'm asking.
Oh, you would like to know. It's vegetable stew. It's what we eat most nights.
Vegetable stew? Could I convince you to put any meat in it?
We get meat twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Or whatever days are called in this weird setting. We don't have enough meat to eat it every night.
He kind of howls at the denied request, and he goes, "What if I found us something to get meat from?"
You'd have to run that by the captain if it involves changing course or engaging the ship in some sort of combat with a creature.
Builder doesn't like this. He will get his meat. He chitters away and runs.
Bildo, do not take meat from any crew members or passengers.
Oh, Bildo the lookout would never steal.
No, I wasn't talking about stealing. I was talking about cannibalism.
He looks genuinely horrified at the idea.
I'm just making sure we're on the same page, Bildo.
In the event that we run out of food and all starve to death, then I will resort to cannibalism.
Hey, man. I don't know what you get up to. Weirder things happen on long voyages, that's all. Actually, that's not true. That's the weirdest thing that happens, but it is known to happen.
Yeah. All right, and he skitters back up to the top of his post, as he has probably been away from it for too long now.
All right, I'm just going to do some exercises on the deck. Make sure I'm absolutely in everyone's way while I do it.
Yeah, just in the middle.
Yeah.
Supposedly your ship is only 20 feet wide, and your wingspan is what? 6 or 12, or what's your wingspan?
Oh, yes, it's not 12. It's 6. 6 will do.
Okay. And Temper, what are you up to as you guys are just taking off?
I'm around harassing our crewmates, making sure they're doing their jobs. As quartermaster, that is my duty.
Okay.
To ensure these Hadozi are doing what we are paying them to do.
Okay. And
everything is in a line, and they are not bothering our noble and valued guest.
There's a ballistic crew member who is improperly storing the bolts. What does it say on his name tag?
Sigrid.
Sigrid?
Sigrid.
The Housie are a very name diverse culture.
Yes.
Yeah. Sigrid. and
Interrogative, Mr. Sigrid. What are you doing with those ballista bolts?
You saw that he was like, you know that thing where people put a mop on or sorry, they turn a mop upside down and they start dancing with it to pretend like they have a date. He's just monkeying around with it, and
Cody.
just otherwise.
Mr. Sigrid, need I remind you that these ballista bolts are what keep us from all the great beasts of the astral sea?
Well, right now, her name is Matilda, and she is very lovely to dance with.
Matilda is a lovely piece of weaponry, but she is not your date tonight. Privyet.
Why don't you go ahead and roll me an intimidation roll?
I'm proficient at that. Dirty 20.
Yeah. He like.
I tower over this guy. I'm like twice his height.
You're like 3 times. Well, aren't you like 8 feet tall?
I'm 6'10".
Okay, you're double. You're only double his height.
Oh.
Yeah. He very quickly like drops the ballista. It clangs on the ground. And it rings throughout the whole ship, and he picks it up and stows it in a proper tray underneath the catapult. Just so
I
everyone
grimace
knows.
as much as a Warforged can through their robotic visage.
Wait, am I on the right ship still?
Shrike ship.
Oh, there are 3 ballista on here. Okay, I thought there was only 1 for some reason. You are currently on the front stern castle, and that's where you were talking to Sigrid, just for the record.
Wonderful.
Cool. Shortly after you leave port, probably 8 hours into your journey, your lookout sees something. Why don't you all roll a d6?
I got 5.
Wow, I actually don't have a D6 in all of these dice. That's wild.
Where did my dice go?
Roll the d8, Jeff.
Roll a D8? Okay.
Or roll a d12. I'm sorry, that's not how that works.
Barbarian. I rolled D12s. 6.
Okay, you're good. Wait, did you already cut that in half, or did you?
If I cut it in half, it's a 3.
Okay. And then Kenny, would you roll?
I'm sorry, a D6?
A d6.
Yeah, sorry. I got a 2.
Okay. You feel sorry, Bilbo is out there pointing in a direction. But before you can see it, you can feel the heat emanating off of whatever he's gesturing towards. There's a massive meteor or asteroid belt in the way, obscuring whatever he's possibly pointing at. Who is around to take Bilbo's warning?
Bildo.
Oh, it does say Bilbo. Okay.
Yeah, it's Billy and Waldo, and then it's kind of like The Hobbit by accident.
Okay.
That was the thought process.
Okay.
I guess I'll since I'm doing
We're doing your Pilates up there.
Yeah, I'm doing well. No, I mean they're full on like martial arts training exercises. That's what I tell people anyway. Yeah, I'm on the deck so I can hear the warning.
Yeah. He tells you he doesn't really know what he sees. He sounds a little nonsensical. He says a giant face on rock approaches. He looks very angry.
Who's approaching? The Bildo or the
Bildo shouts that to you from the lookout.
Okay. The rock looks very angry.
Yes.
Well, I'll go up and take a look at the rock.
I think that would imply you climbing the.
I meant up to the front of the ship.
Okay.
I'm certainly capable of climbing the rigging, but if we were headed straight for it, I'll just go to the bow and look off.
It lies in ambush around the corner. So you won't really see it if you walk. That's him telling you if you just walk to the front of the ship, you won't see it until you round the corner.
What corner are we rounding in space?
The fact that your trajectory... Wait, where's my camera? The fact that your trajectory is going like this, and there's a giant rock here obstructing your vision. So it's more that it's going to be able to jump you.
Okay, well, then yeah, I'll climb the rigging then and take a look.
I guess you're not rounding any corner, but, you know.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean, though, yeah.
Okay, you see climb up. Do you have Arcana trained?
Probably not. No.
Okay. You see what reminds you of a flaming skull from back on planet side, but it is a massive comet-sized face, just slamming around this asteroid, but crashing into things, ruining the trajectory of some of these comets. Why don't you go ahead and roll me a Arcana check? You're not trained, so but you might have heard stories.
That is a nat 20, sir, with a +0.
Wow.
Okay, well the DC was 15.
Did you say 50?
15. No. 1-5. So you pass.
Okay.
This is called a murder comet. You do not know much about these creatures, but you do know their name, and you're unsure of what it wants.
I should probably tell the captain. Mutters Blasty as he pulls his musket off his back instead. I'm gonna raise the musket, not because there's a sight on it or anything, but just because I always feel like I can see better when I'm looking down the barrel of the musket. Can I get any sense of why this thing is just attacking this comet? Like, what is it behaving just completely at random? Like, is it trying to do something or get somewhere? Can I tell anything?
Yeah, okay, so it just seems erratic. It doesn't seem inherently aggressive or menacing, other than the fact that it's kind of creepy and has this massive face. But it just seems like it just is so excited, and it's bumping into things because it's running around trying to burn off a little energy. But you get no malice. We also don't get benevolence either. You're unsure of what it wants.
Like an overexcited dog.
Yeah, but dogs I feel are inherently benevolent. So
well, yeah, but like that, it's behaving like that now at a distance. Okay,
yeah.
So I will. Disappointed that it's not something I can immediately do battle with. I will swing down out of the rigging and call out, Captain!
Yes?
I have to show you the most metal fucking thing I've ever seen.
All right, I'll be right there. I'm a reasonable guy, but I've experienced a whole bunch of unreasonable things. So, who knows what this is? If this is more surprising than something I've already seen.
It's well, I'll show you. I'll let you see. Go up there where Bildo is, and let him show you.
All right, everyone, relax. I'm here. All right. Tells and I sort of order the crew around,
Well, before you leave, as you're ordering the crew around, what was the name of the housey that you just delegated, mapping out the rest of the trip to?
Oh, Bubbles?
Oh, that's the helmsman, though. He can't. He's busy driving.
Oh, sorry, George.
George. Okay.
So we've got
Thank you.
George.
He's quite curious.
George,
we found him in the jungle.
Bubbles, George, Bubbles, Bildo, and was it Ziegler?
Sigrid.
Sigrid. Okay. George, Bubbles, Bildo, and Sigrid. I should write these down.
I have them written down.
So do I.
Okay, well, I'm going to write them down too.
I'm also going to prepare a HP pool for said murder comment based off of what Steve said.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Based off of what I described to you, Blasty, would you like to describe exactly what you want to play telephone, or do you want me to just re-describe it?
No, I mean, yeah, I'd actually like to be up there with the captain. I'm like, you see how it's like a giant flaming skull in space running around hitting stuff? It's metal, right? Should be on an album cover.
Yes, if only we had some good bards to play it, but unfortunately, we just don't have the space for any bands.
Well, Bubbles is a bard.
Yeah, but he just, it's no good.
I'm gonna go ask Bubbles.
Is currently in the chair like this.
I'm gonna go ask Bubbles. I'm gonna go up to him. Bubbles, hey man, hey.
He jerks and he like chirps at being jostled awake, and the whole ship like undulates to the left and then rocks back, and he looks totally just a hazard of what's going on.
What the fuck, man? Pay attention to what you're doing.
I storm into the room to see who is messing with the helmsman. Oh.
No, I'm just talking to him. Bubbles, we want you to play a song. All we've got for you is some inspiration. You got to write it and play it.
Okay, he pulls out his accordion and he starts to play accordion music. But you notice he's spelljammered in, right?
Yeah.
But as he plays, and he's playing. Why don't you roll me a d6 even, see if this is how this goes.
That's a 6.
Yeah, he's playing pretty good. The music is really good. It's actually really good, and he's getting into it. But not sadly, maybe joyously, because he's rocking like this as he's playing, as any good accordion player would do. The ship is weaving left and right and rocking. Not it's doing it smoothly, but it's not enough to make anyone sick unless they were
Our
not
landlubber.
Yeah.
Our noble is now sick.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Cool. All right.
I do not get sick.
Hey, Bubbles. Good work, man.
Well, he doesn't do that because he's not an ape like that. But he picks up his accordion and he's squishing it.
You're the most wicked accordion player I've ever met.
I feel like later we need to go listen to accordion metal music after this. But
absolutely gonna do that.
Okay.
On the list.
This undulation of the ship does wake up the Scion of House Vicus. He comes storming out of the lower deck and goes, "What in blast's name is going on up here?"
I'm sorry, whose name? Did you say Blasty's name?
Yeah.
That's me. I'm Blasty.
He looks concerned that you don't understand his idiom. And he goes, "Why are we rocking like this?"
Oh, just rocking out.
Well, need I remind you, we have super explosive cargo.
Bubbles, what are you doing, man? Hold her steady, Bubbles.
There's a very deflated as he you hear the sound of him throwing something, and there's like a cartoonish like crash, and you swear you hear a cat. You're not sure where that came from. What's going on up here, though? Captain? Not sure. What's going on?
Well, I'm up at the lookout, right? Or is he down?
he comes up to like deck, and he's like looking up at you, and he goes, "What are you doing up there? What is happening? What? Are we under attack?"
So I have pulled up my spyglass and I'm looking at this murder comet to see if I can figure out if it's got any sort of ill intent towards us.
Okay, go ahead and roll an insight check with advantage because of Blasty's description earlier.
So with advantage, it's a 22.
Yeah. Okay. It looks like it's expecting something, but it does not look aggressive.
All right, and is our trajectory putting it close towards its asteroid that it's bouncing around, or?
Yeah, it'll definitely intersect its line of sight, and it'll see you.
All right. I'll shout down, "Bubbles, quarter speed!" And I want to slow down before we approach it to give us some time to figure out how to deal with the problem.
Okay, you hear a confirming howl, and you go to 3/4 squeed.
We.
All right.
Captain, would you like me to prepare the ballistas?
Well, we
I
have
got my axe ready, but it's a little far away.
Well, normally, if we weren't carrying such volatile cargo, I would be the first to jump at a chance to rid the space of this menace. But unfortunately, we do not have such luxury. So I turn to the Astro Elf passenger and say, I don't foresee this being much of a problem if we were to take a slightly more circuitous route.
You know that the aristocrat seems to have missed major portions of this conversation. He goes, "Why are we taking a detour? What's happening? This route is very deliberate."
Well, there appears to be a murder comet that is waiting to potentially murder us.
What language do you speak?
I speak all the languages. Love, Common, Hadithy, Minotaur, Thieves' Cant, and Thrycreen.
You speak Thrycreen? Okay, that's interesting. That is a very interesting list.
Because I was like, I want to go with the most Spelljammer list possible.
No deep speech or gift, though.
I will ask, actually, since everyone's here, does anyone actually just speak Elvish?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, you hear
My
him
mom
call...
was mostly an elf.
Why are you so... well, I guess you probably didn't say that.
No.
But you do hear him call Captain Jack a complete knob, and complain about his incompetence in this like string of esoteric ideas that are a very deep-rooted insult.
My pistol is in my hand before I even realize that I'm doing it. I'm just like, ugh.
The insults are so vile that you're drawn to violence. Is that what you're telling me?
I would follow Captain Jack into hell. I am not like this. No.
Okay.
I'm like, I would like to say in Elvish, some of Captain Jack's best friends can hear what you're saying.
And that's supposed to do what? That murder comet is an accomplice of mine, and we are on this route to meet with him.
If you're planning to have meetings along the route with giant, dangerous creatures of legend, one would assume that you would inform the captain and crew in advance, or else expect us to take precautions when we get nearby. Our job is to get you there safely.
Is this happening is this in full Elvish, or is this in common?
I'll say the last sentence in common, the rest in Elvish.
So the last sentence was...
Our job is to get you there safely.
Okay. I feel like Blasty the cook did not actually read the itinerary. What do you tell me? Steve?
No, I
Is
did
there
not.
a chance?
There is zero chance, none. But I can tell the captain didn't know that we were going to meet this thing.
Well, if you so let's just bring this full circle. I assume you tell something to Captain Jack.
Yeah.
Captain Jack, make a history roll to see if you glossed over it or if you were you diligent or were you negligent about your research of the route.
19.
Okay, you were diligent. You just I feel like you did know, you just might have forgotten momentarily that this was supposed to happen.
Okay. And so in that case, I will order the crew to prepare the ballista, but to await my signal to fire as a precaution as we approach this dangerous beast.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, and then I'll order Bubbles. All right. Heading to, because it's to our right, right?
Yeah.
I forget. 3/4. What are we? 10 points to the starboard. Order him to turn.
You hear Sigrid ask all 3 ballistas, Captain?
Yes.
Okay. There's a war cry amongst the crew as they all run to their battle stations. And you hear him say, "Soon, Matilda," and he puts the ballista in, and he starts cranking the winch.
Right. And by the way, my orders to the crew is entirely in their native language.
Oh, okay. Wow, how progressive of you.
So you're just speaking in Hadozi, and I'm just eyeballing the nobleman. Neither of us understanding a word that you're saying to the crew.
Right.
But I'm trying to make it intimidating, like, see, the captain knows what he's doing.
Right.
So, Temper, is there anything you want to do before we fully engage this murder comment?
I'm watching it, making sure, so like if it were to start coming towards us in a trajectory, I'd be able to call it out right away.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay.
I mutter, one of these took out a whole crew of mine 200 years ago. Not to be trifled with.
Okay, but what kind of crew? Because these guys here, they're the best.
Cargo shipping crew.
They're the best there is here, this crew. Isn't
Every
that right?
crew is the best there is.
That's what they do.
Alright, very cool. You guys approach, and as you guys break line, or as you enter line of sight with the murder comment, it comes to a abrupt stop, and it trains its vision on the ship. And it approaches, and it goes. You see it see you guys, and then it sniffs. It's like there's scent on the air, and he starts to float towards you guys. Very methodically and slowly.
Bogey inbound.
Now, has our passenger given us a name, or?
Yeah, his name is Sickis, Sickis House Vicus.
Sickis of House Vicus.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to just.
Sorry, I actually pronounced it's Psychus, not Sickis.
Oh, Psychus.
Yeah, I forgot the pronunciation. I was like, this is not right. That's not what.
Psychus of House Vicus. I'd like to, as we are being approached by this creature, just sidle up quietly. Sigrid's the one who's trigger happy on the ballista, right? I'd like to sidle up to. Yeah. I'd like to sidle up to Sigrid and just whisper to him. No, the captain wants to keep things calm, Sigrid. But if our friend there doesn't agree, I got 2 extra rations of rum that says you can't hit that thing right between the eyes.
Yeah, that sounds good. He goes. He spits on his hand and sticks a hand out to you, or up to you, I should say.
I will absolutely do that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's got surprisingly strong hands.
I'll
Despite how
I'll
small
wipe
they
that
are.
off on the back of my chef's spoon.
You spoon. That's gross. Okay. Yeah. Psychus walks to the bow of the ship, and he goes, "Hello, dear old friend. Are you prepared for the ritual?" And the murder comment responds with it laughs that echoes, and it's so loud you all have to cover your ears, risk permanent hearing damage. But this is, if anyone is in the sector over, probably heard this thing laugh. And it goes, "Of course, I've been waiting 10,000 years for this moment."
That's never good when they say that.
And he says, "Praise the moon, the sun will be victorious." Or wait, praise the sun, he will be victorious. I said that backwards.
Is this an idiom I've heard before in my eons on the sea?
Is it? Is that what you're asking?
Yes, I am asking. Interrogative, is this an idiom I've heard before?
Are you proficient in religion?
I'm proficient in Arcana.
Religion.
No.
I am in religion.
Okay, if you're proficient in religion, I will allow you to make the roll.
All right.
It's gonna be pretty hard.
Nah, I got 13.
DC was 16. Okay, so this is not an idiom you've heard before, but I will say that none of you know of any cults that worship suns that are generally evil. Those are usually, saved for dead gods, eldritch horrors, and other abyssal demons.
Makes sense to me.
Would you even like to take any action at this time?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We generally don't ask questions of our cargo, so
yeah.
I don't imagine this is the weirdest thing we've experienced.
That's up to you.
The Mind Flayers of Sector 9, probably weirder.
Okay, Psychus, he takes off the backpack he's wearing. He unscrews the top, and there's a vacuum seal. Pop! As he takes it off, and there's this illuminated object inside the container, and he pulls it out with a delicate ease using Mage Hand, and he ushers it over to the murder comet, and he puts it into its mouth. And the murder comet receives this, and some time passes, and the murder comet it grows twice in size immediately, and it starts to burn off this incredible heat that is almost too much to withstand. In fact, why don't all you guys make a Constitution saving throw?
If I resist fire, do I get advantage or auto pass?
Radiant.
Radiant, okay.
Constitution save?
Yeah.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, so you can take half.
5. 6.
Nat 20.
Okay. The DC was 16.
Okay.
Yeah, and okay, let me get this. Sorry, I grabbed the wrong fistful of dice. So I want you guys to know that it did not seem hostile. It just expanded quickly and got really hot.
Okay.
Let's go with a. How much is this? This is 12.
Do our
20,
Hadozi crew survive?
27 damage.
Oh,
I'm
no,
guessing no.
They did not. They did not. Bubbles has to have survived, or we're dead in the water.
27 divided by 2 is 13.
Yeah. I will let. Okay, there's 3 of you. All of you roll a d6.
Bubbles has this really sparkly singular glove on one hand that provides him protection against radiance. So
6.
1.
6.
A d6.
1. Yeah.
All right, sorry, I gotta get my other dice roll here. All right. I got a 2.
Okay. So you are able to say. So there's 12 of you, right? That means you each get 4.
Yep.
I can't do math. I had you guys roll the wrong dice. I was having you guys roll a d3. Can you guys all roll a d4? I'm sorry.
A D4.
Yeah. You do want a higher number to make this clear.
4. I have rolled 4. 4, 4, 3.
Okay,
Save
4,
all but
4,
one.
3. So only one person dies. Who died?
None of the named ones.
Yeah, what was the name of the person that died?
Kong.
Ong?
He was one of mine died. His name is Kong.
Oh,
Kong.
Kong. Kong.
Yeah, alright.
He's immolated.
Alright, we have our first deceased of the crew. All the Housie don't look particularly sad. They see Kong turned into vapor and all cheer. They all scream, "More money!"
I go down to the galley real quick, take a plate off the stack of plates and just put it back in the cabinet.
You just run down real quick. You're a monk.
Yeah.
You can do that. No problem. No problem. As you all withstand that, you realize the murder comet is now either dormant or now emitting 0 heat, implying it's died. And the aristocrat Psychus, he takes. You see the. Wow, I'm totally spacing on what type of shape the Earth is.
It's a sphere.
Here?
It's
Sphere?
not a sphere. It's technically something else because it's not perfectly round. Whatever. You see an egg-shaped
ovoid?
object.
Ovoid?
Obloid. Yeah,
Ovoid.
obloid.
Yeah.
Ellipsoid.
I was gonna say an ellipsoid.
Ellipsoid.
Yeah, see, it would have been cool if I just remembered what it was called.
It's all right. We know what you mean. It's an egg.
Yeah. He pulls this object out. He sticks it back in the container, and you hear it pressurizes, it vacuum seals again. And he says, and the aristocrat looks very pleased with himself. He says, "Congratulations, you have done the first leg of our journey without a hitch."
Interrogative. How many more of our crew are gonna get barbecued by giant asteroids on the rest of our journey?
But your crew, not mine. I'm not a psychic. Well, I am, but not that type of psychic.
Hey, did this guy get hurt when
No.
everyone else got burned? Was he immune?
Hurt. He looks generally unfazed, but he looked like he probably took like the minimal.
So he took what I took. He passed the save, but he's not immune. Is what?
He passed the save, but he looked like he also resisted it.
Okay. Okay.
Well, dear Psychus, unfortunately, Kong's got a family, and so part of our tradition is that when one of our crew goes down, that we have to include a benefit package for him. So it's going to cost you another 50 gold.
Go ahead and roll me deception.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to give you advantage?
Can I give the help action by saying, "Yeah, in fact, Captain, I don't know if you know this, but Bildo was Kong's brother. Kong's family's right here on the ship. Isn't that right, Bildo?"
You hear you just hear him howl. And the expression on Psychus's face is that he does not speak Housie.
All right, my deception is a 26.
He goes, well, This is pocket change for a royal like me. And he pulls out and he waves his hand to you as the coins just oscillate towards you in a gentle fashion. They stack up on your hand. 5 stacks of 10. Just.
Oh, I'm sure his widow would very much appreciate your generosity.
His widow is George, the cartographer.
Well, 50 gold should be enough for the lowly folk. I will be going back to my quarters. I will remind you, in case there's any more incompetence amongst this ship, I expect no more stops before the portal.
All right.
Okay.
In Hadesy, I'm just gonna make a bunch of jokes about him. About pointy ears and elves and yeah. Just to let him know that that he's an asshole.
Okay. Very cool.
Captain Jack, sir, could we potentially review the terms of our contract real quick with this House Vicus, sir, if we have that in writing? Or was this made over one of your many drunken gambles?
Well, I can't be drunk because I have my tankard of sobriety, which I purchased. So clearly,
were you using it that night?
I'm pretty sure.
Captain Jack,
D6.
what's the point of a tankard of sobriety? Does it just give you liver damage without letting you be drunk? Like,
I rolled a 6.
Okay, yeah, you definitely had your tankard of sobriety that night.
So why drink the alcohol? That's what I don't get.
That lets you get your opponent drunk while you stay sober.
Right.
Going 1-to-1 with them.
It helps for negotiating contracts.
Yeah, I should have thought of that. Captain always knows best.
So yes, this definitely going to review the contract that he had given us. So it was I assumed it was a simple escort. Was it clear that we were? Did it just say we were meeting an associate? Did it happen to mention if this associate was a murder comet?
It definitely neglects to mention the type of engagement you're going to be having with the murder comet. It distincts a pretty direct route other than the one detour. And the contract is filled when the aristocrat of House Guyon jumps through or he'll depart from your ship is what it will at a location at the end of the journey. And then the contract will be complete.
Okay, so according to the contract, there's no more detours.
According to the contract, there are no more detours. It does elect that the crew can make one stop along the journey to get your one long rest. At the captain's discretion.
Yeah. All right, boys. Well, if there's any more unexpected surprises that our guest knows about, I'll give you the signal and we could just space them.
Roger that.
Okay. I'm all about meeting associates, but
Captain, permission to rob him before we space him.
Sure, whatever.
Seconded.
Appreciate it, sir.
Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Yeah, as you one thing the DM neglected to tell you, as you review the contract and look at the course you're traveling, this is mostly astral sea, meaning it is civilized land. So you do not expect too much randomness. You do expect pirates. You do expect maybe Coast Guard, Space Guard. But yeah, other than that, you don't expect anything too out there as far as unnameable monstrosities.
So Captain Jack will after he did, will kind of signal for Temper and Blasty to kind of join him in the bridge, out of earshot, hopefully, of our guest.
Okay.
Acknowledged.
All right.
I'm already in there trying to fix Bubbles' accordion.
Temper, I don't know. I just don't have a good feeling about our guest, Sickis, or is it Psychus?
Who knows? Who knows with these elves?
Yeah. So I want you to keep an eye on him. Blasty, if I give you the signal, you do what you do best.
Vegetable stew?
Yeah. And I assume that your guns are called Vegetable and Stew.
They are now.
I can name them that if you want, Captain.
Yeah, his rifle says meat and potatoes, right?
Yeah, that one's mutton chop.
I say potatoes and lentils.
Actually, no, it's hardtack. The musket is hardtack.
Hardtack and grog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grog is my scimitar.
Okay.
I assume that Bubbles knew to just go. He actually is very competent, even though he is asleep whenever he is piloting the Spelljammer. You seem to realize that is how you get the most smooth ride out of Bubbles after traveling with him for some time. At this time, you guys can take a short rest if you guys feel the need to.
I definitely do feel the need to do that.
Yeah, I'm going and before.
Make sure to
go ahead.
Make sure to take note of your hit dice because you probably will not get
Long
a
rest.
long rest tonight. You probably won't get a long rest between the sessions, or you might. It depends.
Yeah, I am gonna spend 2 hit dice.
Before going down for a short rest, I'll go back up to the deck, call Bildo down, and say, Bildo, I just wanted to say thank you for your fine work and for for notifying us immediately as soon as you saw something. And I'll toss him one of the extra gold coins.
One of the 50?
Yeah.
He was the brother.
Allegedly.
You don't think Blasty makes stuff up, do you?
Never. Blasty would never do that.
Everything is real in Spelljammer.
Everything is real, even the stuff that isn't.
You see me chasing down in the background. You see me chasing down Sigrid with the ballista bolt in the background.
Yeah.
You put that bolt back where it belongs. That is not your munition.
Yeah, you see that. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 things. So I'll do Tempers first. He goes, "Be free, Matilda, be gone, my love," and he throws the ballista.
No,
he doesn't shoot it. He just yeets it over the edge, and he goes, "Be free, my love."
Can I grapple shot that thing back?
I was gonna say, how fast is it moving away from us?
9.86 meters per second.
If I use my boots of flying, could I get it back?
Yes.
Is it just the ballista bolt or one of the whole
It's just
ballistas?
the ballista bolt.
Still, we need those.
We do. Which is worse, him throwing the ballista or the ballista bolt?
Definitely would be worse to throw the ballista, but we still need the bolts.
I think I would be terrified if I saw a 3'2" chimp throw a whole ballista by himself. But Captain Nasrab. Okay, but wait, what was his name?
I'm gonna say I activate my rocket boots and fly out and get it and bring it back. And this ballista bolt now sits next to a different ballista. And I grab one from that one's bolt supply and bring it over and replace it.
He looks very sad because he knows he can't change ballista shifts.
It didn't have to be this way, Sigrid. You know better.
But Bildo asks, does that mean that Bildo can have meat tonight? As he gestures to give the coin back.
He wants. What does this meat you speak of? And I'm speaking in Hadazee to him. So I imagine it's a lot of hand gestures and.
Was Bildo speaking in Hadazee when he asked the captain about meat?
I think that Captain Jack always speaks in Hadazee. So
Well-
I think that the crew is comfortable enough to always reply in Hadazee unless someone else of the crew is talking to them.
Okay.
It's
So
actually
this-
weird. The crew actually are used to talking to each other in common, but Captain Jack's charisma and presence is so comforting and understanding of their culture reminds them who they are, and they just feel more comfortable speaking to Captain Jack in Hadazee.
Bunch of hippy dippy nonsense.
Anyways, yeah, just a little bit something extra for my vegetable stew.
Well, aren't you not assigned to standard rations? Blasty makes a great stew.
He said there would be no meat for several days, which might as well be never.
Well, I'll talk to the quartermaster, but I'm pretty sure we're running a lean ship here as we have many days of travel. And if we eat all the fresh meat now, then what are we going to eat later?
Oh, the meat is not fresh, Captain.
It is. He looks very sad. He takes the coin and puts it back in his pocket. Says, "I'll buy my own at the fueling station."
Don't
it
get
is
that stuff
jerky
from the
at
vending
best.
machine, dude.
He's gonna come back with a Slim Jim.
Yeah.
Don't
You-
buy the egg salad. Don't
you-
do it.
You buy that stuff, you're going to be meeting Kong sooner than you think.
How about this, Bildo? If you see a Kendori, just alert me, and we'll see if we have time to do a little hunting on the side, and maybe we can fill our stores with some meat. But
I hope so. He also asked, well, if I'm not gonna get any meat guaranteed, can I get a shift change on the lookout? Who's designated to take over my post?
Oh, I think Lopan is up next.
Okay, well, I'll go get him now. As he hops down below deck, and you see Lopan come up. Much less reliable. He was sleeping, you can tell, before Bildo got him.
I'm going to give Lopan a little whiff from my snuff container. Wake him up.
Oh, you're just gonna smelling salt him? Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not consensually. I'm just going to shove his face in front of it.
Oh my god, that's abuse. Yeah, he like howls and shrieks and like, I don't know if any of you ever smelled smelling salts. Have you personally, Steve?
No, but I'm not talking about smelling salts. I'm literally talking about like snuff powder.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
he still freaks out. It's not as bad as if it was smelling salt.
Yeah, it's not great, but he
But
was
it's
half
still not
asleep, and he's our lookout, so not allowed.
He runs away shrieking, coughing, and he's like trying to clear his nostrils out. And he just looks so violated as he crawls up to his lookout post.
If you'd stopped
He's
coming on
definitely awake.
duty, if you'd stopped coming on duty half asleep, this would stop happening.
He gives you the bird. Yeah,
That's
Lopan
all right.
is significantly more indignant and cooperative than Bildo is.
That's all right. I'll make sure he gets well fed tonight. That's my apology.
Okay. Yeah, is there anything you guys like to do in the intermittent time? You guys took your short rest.
Yeah, let me do my short rest.
Yeah, I do my short rest. I do another tally of all our supplies, make sure everything's in order. Then I go stand in sentry mode next to our guest cabin to make sure none of our crew bother him.
Yeah.
Totally the only reason I'm doing it.
Yeah, you guys, like about 2 weeks pass. And you pass through the skull of the dead god, also known as the Githyanki capital. You're stopped several times by patrol agents. You're asked about contraband several times. Why don't Temper make a d6 roll to see how that goes?
That would be a 3.
Okay. Yeah. You guys are used to smuggling things and bypassing the feds, so you smooth talk your way, and you see the sights. How does he? Some of them look very fresh, so they look very in awe about a lot of the sights you see. Now, you know that there's about a week left in your journey, and you're on the edge of the explored astral sea. You know that this is the roughs. This is where the pirates, the brigands, some of the more monstrous creatures dwell. Is there any way you'd like to address your crew before you go on this final leg of your journey?
Let's see. Trying to think of. I didn't have a speech ready.
Is this your speech? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. All right. You guys just sit tight. Let's hold the ship, and let's keep the galley fire burning. You guys do a good job, and yeah, keep up the good work.
I'll after this beautiful speech, I am going to find Sigrid and I'll crouch down next to him. I say, so you get closer. If you behave, I'll bring Matilda back.
He sits on his hands and just nods very like childlike. He wants to impress you now.
Matilda will get to see the seas. I promise you. We will have our chance before the voyage is done.
After Temper walks away, I will walk up to Sigrid and say, if you can make steam come out of Temper's ears in the next 2 days, I'll bring Matilda back.
You say this as I'm already grabbing the ballista bolt and walking. I'm walking over to the battle station.
Yeah, but I know what kind of guy Sigrid is.
Oh no, I just lost what ship I was on.
The bird one.
That's not. No. That's not. They're talking about the enemy ship.
The Mind Flayer one.
Guys, there's an enemy ship up ahead.
Yeah. All right. As I flip my page through my monster manual.
Well, we can't see what you're flipping through. You might as well be going through a box of stuff.
Yeah, I'm actually just gonna
Warhammer
pull the
minis.
page. Yeah.
Or
Oh, those aren't even here anymore. Those are all at Wyatt's house now.
sad.
Okay. Yeah. So you're in the roughs. You're going. It's quiet. You hear the hum of your Spelljammer purr through the astral seas. Behind you is all the cosmic light coming from beautiful stars and civilization as you know it. And as you go deeper and deeper, the stars become fewer and fewer as you approach the abyss. When suddenly, there's a massive crash in the side of your ship.
Oof.
Your instinct is to look up to the lookout's nest to see why you were not at the
Is
door.
Lopan asleep?
Lopan is asleep.
I gave him snuff powder the first day, but it's been like 2 weeks since then, so.
Yeah. He was awake for that one shift, and you get the impression that was the only shift he was awake for.
Because that's the only one I was on deck when he came out.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, what hit us?
Well, Lopan falls out of the crow's nest, lands, doesn't die, does not land on his neck. Then he gets up and says, guys, we've been hit.
All right.
Captain Can I try to catch Lopan so he doesn't get hurt?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Go ahead and make a.
No, I'm not going to. I just want to know if I could.
Catch missile?
You definitely could.
I definitely could, but
Reaction catch
I
missile.
don't do that.
Yeah.
Catch missile,
Yeah,
that would be awesome, actually.
You rock, and then you all look up because that's you guys are trained, right? You've had this before.
Yeah.
So either you go to catch, you're like, nah.
That guy was asleep. Something hit the ship.
So Captain Jack walks over, and he's been very friendly, Captain Jack, up to this point. And he just looks at Lopan and he says, "Asleep? On the watch?" And he just looks at him.
He goes, and before Lopan can respond, he looks like he's about to run out of his skin. You see a giant, what is this? Thick hide hand grab on the side of the ship, and there's a second one. And you see a dinosaur head. You see a triceratops head pull itself over the side of the railing and crawl onto your ship. This is a huge, giant Braxact.
Well, what it sees as it comes up over, because it puts a hand up and then another hand, right? And then the head.
Yeah.
So what it sees when it comes up over is 2 pistols, 1 for each eye, as it comes up over the railing.
Cool. We're going to roll for initiative, but only after our break.
Excellent. Cool. Yeah, thank you, Cody, for running the first half here. We're going to take our 10-minute break now. It's 9:55 here in California. We'll be back at 10:05, unless you're kidding,
Awesome.
in which case, just take some snuff powder. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Welcome back. I don't know where Cody is. He said he's ready, but he's not in front of his camera.
Oh, that's because I had my thing down while I was stuffing my face.
I wasn't even looking at you. I just heard I'm ready, and then I turned it on. You weren't there. But welcome back. More Spelljammer. We fought a murder comet. Well, we encountered a murder comet, and now we're about to fight some sort of space dinosaur.
Yes.
So I wanted to be clear about the thing I said right before break. I do want to be standing there with my pistols aimed at him as he comes up onto the deck, but I am not intending to fire as soon as I see him. I want to find out if it's another, like, we should talk to him situation.
Yeah. Why don't we have everyone roll a d6 first to determine how many of them there are and how much you guys are going to die.
I have rolled a 6. I hope that's not the number that there are.
I rolled a 2.
All right, Temper, tell me you rolled a 1.
I rolled a 5.
All right, there was only 1.
Cool.
Okay. I was being a little... Cody, the DM, was just indecisive of how deadly I wanted this to be. And since you guys don't have any casters, I took one off for you.
We got Bubbles.
If you want Bubbles to fight, he can fight, but you know what they say about...
Level 1, but he's a bard.
Anyways, yeah, does anyone... There's no science skill or just, like, animal zoology skill?
Nature is zoology.
Well, is it an animal or a monstrosity, technically? Because if it's a monstrosity...
It's technically a giant.
Nature would apply.
Yeah. Alright, and who's proficient in nature?
Not me.
Not me.
You know, I am very quickly realizing no one of the party has any intelligence-based skills.
I have Arcana.
Because I think I've called all of them except for investigation and Arcana.
Nope, I'm fully dex.
I have history
I
and
have
religion.
I have pretty good perception and deception. I have a +2 to athletics, but my acrobatics and stealth are +8.
So nobody is with nature. Who has the most intelligence of the crew?
Mine's a 10.
10.
I have -1.
Okay. You know what? I feel like it's up to the captain here. Well, although I am standing face to face with the thing.
Roll me disadvantage, and you just gotta beat a 12.
A nature?
Yeah,
Me?
Uh,
Me or him?
the captain.
Disadvantage?
Yeah, because no one's trained in Arcana.
A
I'm
1.
trained in Arcana.
Yeah, that's
just
a lizard, bro.
Yeah.
Captain,
Damn, that's-
scaly as fuck.
All right. So should we roll initiative?
I think
Is he coming? Is he coming to attack? Like, I feel like the split-second decision of is he attacking me is what calls for the initiative roll, right?
Yeah, he has not said anything. He's like when you climb out of a pool, he's like using his forearms to pull himself onto the ship, and you just hear a growl.
Cool. I'm gonna shoot him as soon as it's.
So we're gonna
my
roll
turn.
for initiative then. All right.
I
Yeah.
have rolled a. Well, I have advantage on initiative, but I don't need it. I've just rolled a nat 20, and I have a +5, so 25.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put Blasty first.
I also have advantage on initiative and got an 18.
How do you guys have advantage on initiative?
I'm a barbarian.
I'm a monk.
That's right. Darn.
All right, Captain
I
Jack,
don't know
what's your stick?
Arkansas
Well,
has it.
I have +12, and I rolled. Unfortunately, I rolled a nat 20, but it was as my advantage roll, so I got a. Oh, dang it! Where did my rolls go?
Do you have 23 or 32? I meant.
Well, no. It was. I think it was like a. Dang it! I was like, I'm gonna figure out where can you pull up?
Just re-roll it. It's not a big deal. You're gonna go before this thing.
25.
Does that match yours, Blasty?
25, yes.
Okay, I'm just gonna have Blasty go first, just because I put his name in already. Because I think you guys
Yeah.
both have 20 decks, I assume.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm not really sure where that advantage on initiative is coming from, but I didn't actually roll advantage anyway. So.
Okay. Who wants to roll crew action? Actually, no. I lied. Each of you will get to take one ballista shot as depicted in the stat block against this creature at the end of your turn. It cannot happen before; it happens at the end of your turn. Okay.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
At the end of your turn, you can make one ballista attack
Oh, okay.
using the crew. So you just use the stat block provided in the on the ship.
Roger.
Sounds good.
Okay. Cool. I need this thing's HP. All right, Blasty, you're up. Yeah. So you see this thing. It's not even on the ship yet, but it stands up, and it's on there.
Okay. And just to throw this out in case it is relevant to you in the future, the thing that was giving me advantage on initiative is my pistol of warning.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So, which is one of the pistols in my hand. I'm gonna go ahead and I had two pistols out. I'm gonna aim for. It has two eyes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. One bullet in each eye.
Cool.
So first shot that's a 29 to hit.
Yeah. Hits.
Cool. Where's my D10 at? Here we go. That'll be. Sorry, I had to hack this thing to make pistols work with Kensei stuff. That's an 11 damage for that one, piercing, and then the other
damaged. Okay.
the other one is cocked. Okay, the other one's 12 to hit.
That misses. It connects, but it's just the leather on its head is so thick that it does not break skin.
Can I spend a key point? No, 12 is too low. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, I can spend a key point to bump it up by 2 on the 2 hit, but I'm not going to do it with a 12. Yeah, so 1 hit, 1 miss, and then I'm just going to run up and unarmed strike the thing with my foot right in its nose. And that is 14 to hit.
That misses. This is a
Okay.
tough son of a bitch. Actually, give me one.
In that case,
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
very
yeah.
glad I didn't spend that key point.
Okay. Yeah, well, you don't miss. Obviously, it's pretty hard to miss something this big, but you strike it and you realize you just hit and
Just hit bone.
oh,
Yeah,
bone,
it's yeah. Armor
Okay.
class is an abstract representation of not doing damage.
yeah, exactly.
Where's my flat-footed AC?
All right, Jack, you're up.
All right. So with a swift movement, Captain Jack is going to pull the musket that's strapped across his back and sort of flip it up. And as a bonus action, I'm going to aim, and then I'm going to fire, looking at a weak spot in his armor, hopefully.
Okay.
And with advantage, I will roll a 16.
Okay, so what happens is that misses.
Ooh.
Yeah, this thing is a bad mother. So your bullet, you shoot him square in the face, but as you see, there's this shimmer field. It's almost like a psionic field around him, as this has the intelligence fortress keyword. So it is imbued with some type of magical effect protecting it.
All right, and I shout, "Repel the border!"
Oh, we're gonna go back a little bit. Blasty forgot to shoot with a ballista.
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
And Jack, can you do this at the same time?
Yep.
My guy. I know I've rolled a few of them already, but that's a nat 20.
Okay.
Very good. It's
Yeah.
30 plus 3d10 is your damage.
30 plus 3d10. Okay. I got so many dice here, I can barely get them out of the thing.
Jack, did you hit?
No, I was about to roll.
Go ahead.
I got a 23
Hits.
and does 30 damage. Oh wow! I rolled 3 10s.
Wow.
I'm doing it at D&D Beyond.
You guys are softening them up for the ballista bolts.
Yeah.
Mine was 17 on the dice for damage, so 30
So
plus 17,
37.
47.
47. Yeah, those two shots, they hit him deep, and they're protruding out of his skin now, and he roars in anger. He's gonna
So
stand up on the boat
can
now.
we say that since I shot him twice and then ran up and kicked him in the nose, that I'm in midair flipping backwards after the kick as these two ballista bolts hit him.
Yeah, you
Cool.
you actually ran up his Triceratops face and did a backflip as you somersaulted, and then in slow motion they just went.
And also, he's got one of my bullets in his right eye. I always shoot.
squinted.
Well, no, it's his left. I always shoot right hand first.
All right, is that all, Jack? Though.
Yeah, I only have one attack.
Cool. Temper, you're up.
All right, seeing this beast dare to try and board my ship, I activate my rocket boots and go into combat overdrive as I launch myself at him with my great axe in hand. He takes 3 points of fire damage.
He's
From
entering
my
a
rage.
rage for those who don't understand what's happening.
Yeah, I'm using my rage.
Storm
To go into
Herald.
combat overdrive. I'm a Warforged.
I did not realize you were a Storm Herald. I love that ability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as I do it, the heat vents on my back are pushing out tons of hot air, heating the air around me. And I just slam into him with my battle axe, or great
Cool.
axe, I should say.
Do you wreck?
We'll see. I'm reckless. Yes, I do reckless.
Okay.
I'm recklessly crashing into this dinosaur man.
I just finished DMing a Storm Herald for 3 years.
22 on the first swing.
Yeah. Wait. He's gonna. Yeah. No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And then the second one misses. I assume 15.
Yeah, that misses.
Okay.
Give me
This
damage.
D12 has been rolling hot tonight, so I might be able to do all bucks, no whammies. How does a 15 sound for damage?
Sounds fucking awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's hurt.
And then Sigrid finally gets to shoot
Matilda.
Gets to launch Matilda into the dinosaur.
Okay.
This is not reckless, sadly.
Dude, watch this man crit and just kill my monster.
No, this one misses. Matilda sails off into space.
Be free! He's doing this and he's like, you're free!
Well, I
It
think
was
your,
like 5 plus 6, so I assume that misses.
Yeah.
so your monster gets a turn now?
Yeah, you get the impression that, he might have done that on purpose. But you can't prove that.
I believe it.
Yeah, so... Who's in melee? You're in melee, Temper?
I'm in melee.
I'm in melee. I'm
Yeah.
angry and in melee.
I believe by now probably on the downward trajectory of my arc, but I'm still right over him. I'm in melee for sure.
You are also in melee.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and swing at you twice with advantage.
At
Me?
temper?
At Temper.
Okay.
Okay. Good.
I'm gonna kill Temper.
Do it.
Okay, it does a 24 hit.
Yes.
It does a 23 hit.
Yes.
Okay, very good. I'm gonna roll my first damage for what is this? 18 damage. Halved
Okay.
to 9 for
9.
you, right?
Yes. I am raging.
And then the second attack does 20 damage, halved to 10.
So I take 19.
Yeah.
Ow.
He is going to use a legendary action to use psionic spellcasting and cast Fear. All that you need to make. Wait, I did a bad Fear 5e. What's the saving throw, guys?
Wisdom save.
Wisdom. You all need to make wisdom saving throws. DC 14.
Son of a bitch.
14.
13.
Okay.
15.
Oh man.
Man, all around it.
Okay, so just one fail. Well, who would you? I'm gonna say that the barbarian has the closest ballista to the bad guy. So you want you roll for the Houtzi.
What's their wisdom mod?
I don't know, 0.
It's important.
Oh man, I'll figure it out later.
They got
Plus
11.
0. 2. It's actually plus 2.
It's wisdom?
Yeah. It's,
They get a 13.
okay. So that you will not be able to fire your ballista because they're all scared. Okay.
Okay.
Doesn't just mean they have
yeah.
disadvantage?
Yeah. I
Technically.
mean, you can give them disadvantage. You could whatever.
Are you saying our crewmates, are they running away in fear, or are they gonna be stalwart because they got a 13 and still try to shoot?
All right. Why don't you roll a d3? Or roll a d6. If you get above a 3, then you have enough to operate the ballista. So any less, you can't shoot it.
No, I got a 3.
That sounds like they're all there then. So
Oh, okay.
I don't know what I said, but I meant yeah, whatever. You can still shoot with disadvantage. Okay. But now it's back to the top of the turn. Blasty, you're up. You're feared. What are you gonna do?
Cool. Now I suddenly have disadvantage on all my attacks. What can
You're terrified.
He is frightened and not terrified, for the record.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
You feel fear.
Oh, I think you have to run.
No. Well, I don't know about this creature, but that's not that's not the general effect of the fear condition.
It's the fear spell which gives you the frightened condition. You know.
Yeah, and
typical 5e
that does not make you run. That's
While frightened by this spell, a creature must take the dash action and move away from you by the safest available route on each of its turns. So
Really?
Specifically for fear, you do have to run away.
okay for this spell, but not okay. That's not how
Yes.
the condition works. So I will do that then. But I can make a save at the end of my turn.
Yes.
If you cannot see it, if you don't have line of sight.
You definitely can get anywhere without line of sight because you're a monk.
Yeah, I've got 45, so if I dash, it's 90. So I could get fully below Dex if I wanted to.
This would be a great time to remind you guys about flashback points. And also, flashback points will not incur gold value if it's reasonable.
Yeah, I just don't think there's a magic item that would solve this for me that I know of. I'm sure there's hundreds of magic items in this game, but I just don't know of one that would solve this for me.
Bazooka.
I mean, I've got a +2 musket, which is my Kinsei weapon. So, I mean, it basically is a bazooka, but I'm below Dex now, so...
Okay, you want to repeat your save for me?
Yeah.
That was you were the person I expected to not fail, if I'm being honest.
I know, I'm a monk. I got high wisdom, but I would like to see real quick if I can bonus action anything.
You can bonus action something, because it always says you need to use your action to run. It doesn't say anything. I mean, you can't walk towards it, I guess.
Yeah,
Yep.
But if I could get far enough away, if I could get 90 feet away, I could then do the... Or I could...
At the end of your turn, you make the save to get away.
Wait a minute. It says I have to take the dash action, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Does it say I have to spend my action on the dash action?
Yeah, I would interpret that as you have to have taken the dash action.
But I can take
A main
dash
action. As your main
I can take dash
action.
as a bonus. All right. I'm going to read that to see if I would interpret it the same way, but for now I will defer to the DM. Yeah, I got nothing. I'm going down. I'm just going to repeat the save.
Alright, you're going to pass the save.
I did indeed pass the save.
Cool. Alright, I have figured out how to live one more turn. Alright, Jack, you're up.
All right. So
Don't forget your ballista.
having watched.
Ballista. Ballista.
Thank you.
Or was it?
Oh, that's cocked. That's a 2 on the dice. What's the modifier?
+6.
+6.
Okay, 8. Yeah.
Misses.
All right, so Captain Jack yells out as he's reloading his musket, "Blasty, get your goddamn blasted ass back up here!" And
Yes,
then
sir, Captain.
I'll take another aim bonus action and fire,
That sounds good.
which gives
I assume
me.
I'm going to have to cast shield.
So I hit with a 25.
Uh,
I'm assuming.
18 plus. Oh my god, you still hit.
All
I
right.
still cast shield because I might as well cast it now. The AC is 23 for this keeping strike.
And so I do 28 damage with my sneak attack.
28?
Yep, because I have advantage. I get to do my sneak attack.
Yeah.
And I'm also within 5 feet.
Ah,
So
But
Okay.
because I aimed, I didn't need you to be. But
that's
It-
true.
yeah. So yeah, rogues get one attack, but they can make it count.
Alright, so it sounds like it's Temper's turn.
Ballista.
Oh,
Oh yeah, ballista. Sorry, let me go back and roll. All right. 17.
misses. Not
All right.
23. Alright, Temper, you're up.
Kill him,
Alrighty.
Temper. Just chop his legs off.
I'm gonna be reckless.
Right.
My combat overdrive is not a very defensive posture to be in.
He's looking pretty beat up. He looked like he was trying to find a meal and now has been jumped.
First swing misses.
Cool.
15.
Fantastic. Good for me.
That one's a 25.
That hits.
Cool.
I'm scared. Did you take Great Weapon, Master?
I did, but I'm not using it right now.
Okay. Yeah,
Because
his
he's
AC
got a
is
high
way
AC.
too high.
His AC is high.
This monster is surprisingly tanky for being this big.
I got a 10.
Total, like that's all your damage?
For that one swing that hits, yes.
Okay. Very cool.
And then I'm gonna bonus action, exhaust jet, and he's gonna take 3 fire damage.
What in the hell?
I get to do that every turn while I'm raging as a bonus action.
Okay. Don't
Everything
you actually
within 10
hurt
feet of me gets
everybody?
hooked. What?
Yeah, so why don't we roast some Hosen or Outzi Sorry, Hosen is the World of Warcraft race.
Is that ballista within 10 feet of me?
Oh,
Yeah, it's a very small radius.
It's a small radius,
I
and I
was-
can position myself so it wouldn't affect them.
okay, then yeah, you do not roast your crew.
Okay. And then I'm going to spend a flashback point to have my ballista crewman pull out Bertha, the explosive ballista bolt I brought just in case.
Okay, see arcane arrow bursting shot. Okay, if it hits, it'll do that.
I was going to think something like a weak fireball, but that works too, I guess.
You want to fireball your own ship.
Yeah. I didn't say the Hadozi were the smartest crewmen.
Wait, no, you said you brought it.
I did bring it. I didn't expect
that-
them to launch it at this monster, but they are going to.
Okay.
If you want a fireball spell, that'll cost 2 flashbacks.
It could be smaller. It could be like half a fireball.
If you want a fireball, it's gotta be 2 flashbacks.
Yeah, fine. Whatever.
All right, mark 'em.
I'll spend 2 flashbacks for a fireball. I resist this damage. And the ballista launches this explosive bolt, and it hits the deck right next to the monster.
What's the AC of a bead of fireball? 13?
Let me look.
I think it's 13. I'm just gonna assume it's 13. I'm gonna fail that save now.
It hits the
I fail.
deck. You described it hitting the deck.
Well, the Hadozi are panicked. They are frightened. Do you think they're aiming?
You could have at least said it hits him in the foot.
His foot's not on the deck yet.
It is.
His front leg.
Oh,
is.
then it hits him in the foot.
He's
Dang
standing
it.
on the thing, swinging his club.
It's
at you,
DC
bro.
15.
Yeah, I failed either way.
Okay. Rolling. Oh. 6.
I'm so mad.
That is a really bad fireball roll. 21 fire damage. I take 10.
Oh my god. It dies.
Aha!
The ship is on fire, and the ship has taken 21 hull damage.
Oh man, I never got to do my Nova round.
It died. I thought you guys it would just crump you guys, but apparently I was wrong.
Yeah.
Oh no!
If I
Welcome.
took another
Oh,
round
no.
of licks, it would have.
If only there was a second one. No, we're out of it.
Man.
I would think that the first ballista. All right, Jeff Temper. I need you to roll me a d6 with disadvantage. If you get a 1, the ballista is destroyed. Anything else that it needs to be repaired. A 6 is nothing. It's totally fine.
2.
2. Okay,
Gotta
it's
repair it.
damaged and is inoperable, and we'll take a long rest to fix it.
Okay.
Okay.
Am
Okay.
I understanding correctly that for the purposes of this game, long rest and short rest are over longer time spans?
It's more. I mean, in a kind of. It's more that like you just can't take it while you're traveling.
Oh, okay.
We have to port to take a long
Yeah,
rest.
you have to port to take a long rest.
Copy that. Cool.
Yeah. And that's just so that you guys don't always have a full rest at every junction.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, there's like
okay,
the gritty rules from the DMG where a short rest is a day and a long rest is a week.
No, it's nowhere near that egregious. It's just for narrative purposes, and so you guys can actually have are encouraged to spend resources and feel consequence.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
Yeah, it's dead.
I would
you
like to
see
call-
Bubble
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Sticker
Bubbles.
celebrates.
screams meat.
Yeah,
And
I was
pokes
gonna
his
say
toe.
that to Bildo. Meat's back on the menu, Bildo.
He feels like the roles are reversed. He's very confused about the sentiment, but he's very excited about the meat. Yeah, that thing is dead, so I'm gonna go ahead and close this book for now.
Guys, we got him to close a book.
And the aristocrat comes up. The deck is on fire, actually. What are you guys doing? I forgot to address that.
Putting it out.
Yeah.
I'm sure we have
the
fire
crew.
extinguishers.
There's water on the ship, right?
There's definitely water.
No,
Now, if
you
you
know
wanna
what? We
use-
should not use our drinking water. Let's use blankets.
You guys do have appropriate fire extinguishing equipment.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's
we appropriately extinguish the fire.
Dang, I was really hoping that Blasty would have just been all gung ho with the water.
No, I'm the cook. I'm the last person to be gung ho.
He gets there, he thinks about it for a second, goes, no.
Because the place that the water is in big barrels below decks.
Mhm.
It takes time to like go down. You can't just grab it and toss it.
Okay. Psychus comes up above deck and asks, Captain Nutter, what's happening up here? Are we under attack?
Well, we were, but we've made quick work of it. Not another one of your associates, I assume. If so, I apologize.
No, I believe that monstrosity was just out for a meal ticket. Good work. You know, you've proven to be quite competent compared to our last encounter. He spits at the dead creature.
I roll my eyes.
He pulls up a pocket watch and says, "How much time do we have left on this adventure?"
Depends on how deep your pockets are.
Are you telling me that we may be late due to this detour?
Well, it's not particularly a detour. It was an unexpected obstacle sort of stopped our path. You know,
Well, go ahead.
I was going to say, you know, since you, sir, insisted that we strictly follow your flight path.
Yes, I see. Well, then, will you guys be stopping in port for a rest?
I don't see the need to, unless I think.
Sigrid, how could you destroy the turret? How did you miss?
Not to. I'm happy not to.
By the way,
you hear the shouting behind you.
Blasty has figured out that if you cut open this thing's blood vessels, major blood vessels, right over the burning part, that it's just as good as pouring water on it.
That's not true. It's bleeding acid, and it's actually making it a lot worse.
Blasty has figured that out and has stopped everyone from cutting into it for meat.
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
That is not me making something up. It literally has acid. Well, this thing is a freak.
Okay, so I'm gonna say to Bildo, I'm really sorry, but meat is actually not back on the menu. This stuff will literally dissolve you if you eat it.
Well, I think you're good enough cook to figure out how to salvage the good meat. You figure it out, Blasty.
I know exactly how. It involves pickling. It takes 6 months.
We'll do it faster. It's like, I have a job to do, since clearly Lupin is going to be fired from a cannon, and it climbs away.
I can't make chemical processes happen faster. It's not. I'm not a caster.
Just do better chemistry. Is he indignantly, like, he spanks his butt at you and climbs up there.
Do you want a tooth for your necklace?
Yes.
All right, I'll get you one.
Okay. So you guys are gonna travel. You guys can take the benefits of a short rest over the course of a week, unless there's any other action you want to immediately take.
I haven't spent any resources or been hurt since I last took a short rest, so I'm fine.
I got hurt.
Yeah.
But I have hit die.
Yeah, and remember, you only generate half your hit dice back on a long rest. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, I spent 2 on our first short rest, and it brought me back up to full, so I'm good.
Okay, cool.
I was 3.
Why don't we roll? Yeah. Okay. So you guys hit the road. You guys are officially in the roughs, and you've been greeted by a creature that you would very quickly dispatch. You know that it is unlikely that will be your last altercation before you hit the portal.
Yeah, we've played D&D before.
Yeah, when you all roll d6.
3.
Oh, 1.
Two
ones
ones?
and a 3. Yeah, okay.
Luckily, I got a 12 on my hit die roll.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, what's
good.
the range of your weapon of warding is sadly only 30 feet.
My pistol of warning?
Yeah.
No. The range is that 30 feet is my companions. So like any of my companions within 30 feet can't be surprised. But while the weapon is on your person, you have advantage on initiative rolls. Anyone within 30 feet can't be surprised except when incapacitated. And the weapon magically awakes me and my companions within range. So the range does not apply to the threat. The range applies to who it's warning.
That's actually very good because I've been using that magic item wrong in one of my other games then. Okay. Alright then. You are approaching the Lunar Portal to take you to drop off Psychus. As you approach, there is lunar light illuminating the sector as you coast through the last stretch of your journey. You approach the portal without a hitch so far. Psychus, pleased with your guys' competence, he thanks you. Is there anything you'd like to say to Psychus before he departs?
Nothing that I will choose to say. I feel like
Pleasure doing business with you.
Blasty wants to have the last word about something, but also recognizes this guy hasn't actually been a problem, so I'm just gonna let it go.
Wow, how mature.
It's not that I'm mature; it's that I know the captain is.
He's about to step off into the portal. When your descent upon 3 ships, sorry, what class? 3 lamprey ships, with mandibles at the front of them to grab onto ships and prevent them from traveling. You are able to immediately see the crew are 3 I don't know how to say this, but they're the little mantis people.
Thrycreen.
Thrycreens. As this is a Thrycreen marauder party. What will you do? You're not surprised, as you have the good lookout up there and the weapon of warning tells you. Will you elect to fight and kick the aristocrat off? Or will you go through the portal and risk escape?
Oh, so like us go through the portal with the aristocrat instead of
The portal is big enough to fit your ship, but you also know that the lamprey ships are too big to fit just at a glance.
So they want him?
No demands have been made. You just see 3 ships roll up real quick.
So why would we kick the aristocrat off?
Well, he was gonna get off anyways.
He was getting off here. This was his stop.
Okay.
So are we squaring up or not is the question.
It's fully up to the captain. That's my position.
Yeah, and is there any way to tell just the way they're acting on deck? Like, does it seem like they are preparing their weapons for boarding or preparing to fire upon us? Is that like an insight check?
You are proficiency in piracy, I take it. Is that correct?
In what?
In being a pirate?
Yeah, I mean, it's pirates, privateer, it's all...
Yeah. Using your spyglass, you can see that these are flags of war.
Oh.
These are combat flags. They want something on your ship. They want to sack your ship. You can't tell if it's anything deliberate or anything random.
Maybe we should ask Psychus if he wants us to leave him here.
Well,
we could just go through the portal too.
And our ship can't outrun them.
But making Psychus aware of the situation and asking if he wants to be left here alone seems like it wouldn't compromise our ability to run or stay, right? Like in the timelines of ships approaching other ships, there's enough time to have a quick conversation, right?
Yeah. You can see them. They're far enough away that you can see them, but you know that you're gonna have to make a decision soon, whatever it may be.
So, Psychic, were you expecting company?
Not on this side.
Well, why are these strike green heading our way?
Probably to kill all of you, is what you hear him say.
And what about you? Are they gonna kill you?
Well, I will be on the other side of the portal and should be safe. Well, I don't know what that entails for you. Our contract ends the second I step off this boat.
We can go through this portal with you, of course.
Are you not going to let me leave?
You will be able to, of course.
Okay. Just want to make sure if I'm being held prisoner.
No, never.
But if your destination is through the portal, and we can escape these Thrycreen by also going through the portal, why would we not just take you with us?
Yeah, so you want to come to... You don't know where I'm going? And I'm not telling you still?
Captain?
He seems a little alarmed at the idea of this change of course.
I say we just shove them in and run away. I think we're faster than them.
We still have his cargo.
No, you don't. It's on his back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was carrying it personally.
Wait, once he's off the ship, the contract's ended, right?
Yep.
No.
Okay, maybe we let him off and I shoot the barrel.
Or we just let him off, like just toss him into space, and then he can float his ass to the portal.
Okay, everyone roll a d6. A decision hasn't been made yet.
Yeah.
Well, Captain, I believe the contract states that we let him off at the port. I got a 4.
I got a 6.
3.
Cool. They have not opened fire yet, but they are advancing.
I say we dump them and run.
All right, it's the captain's call. I'm going back to the galley to load my weapons. Which takes me less than 1 action to do, apparently, but I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah. So, what I'm planning to do is actually let him off, but do it in the most showy way possible by running up signal flags that denote that we have a passenger departing the vessel. So basically showing as much as I can through official sort of messaging that we no longer have the passenger on board, and basically pointing a giant finger towards the man we're now letting off at the portal quickly.
Yeah, Psychus says this is ridiculous. I think they're just marauders, and I think you guys are gonna die. Goodbye, as he jumps off into the portal and summons a small sun dragon familiar to guide him through the portal.
Good riddance. And then I'll order Bubbles full speed ahead.
Ship is dashing.
Yeah. Man and who is it? Sigrid, man the remaining ballista.
Wow, you guys are faster.
We did pick a fast ship.
How far away is the closest one of them?
I would say they are probably within 200 feet. Yeah, 200 feet.
Okay.
As you start to dash away. Oh, sorry.
Would you say they're within 120?
200.
Do you want them to be within 120 feet?
No. No, I don't. But if they were, I'd do something cool.
I'm scared. Okay, so you guys begin to move away. They will all open fire on you. They are 3 ships, as I said, and they have 4 ballistas each.
Oh.
and y'all are about to get pigeonholed.
Good.
I'm actually gonna use a dice roller for this.
Well, nice knowing you guys.
Roll.
Well, if the ship goes, I do not say this. It's like, well, if the ship goes down, I don't need to breathe. I'll be okay.
Oh my god, why am I so awful at rolling? What's the ship's AC?
15.
Okay, what's my plus to hit? +6. So I have. I have 5 hits.
Oh.
5 hits. We have a damage threshold of 15 as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
3d10.
Yep.
Okay, I did 15.
Take no damage, Pog. Oh, that's
13.
No damage.
7.
None.
No.
Hold on, bot's lagging. I did 19.
4 damage.
That's not how damage thresholds work. They don't soak the damage. If he did 19, we take 19 damage.
Right.
If he did 15, we take 15 damage. If he did 14, we take no damage.
Right.
Got it. Okay, well then you take 16 and 19. Yeah.
Yeah.
35, is that what it is? Yeah, okay. That's the first silo of shots. And you are 200 feet away, so they're going to continue to be able to make shots at you.
Are bullets able to shoot back?
You can shoot back.
So if they're 200 feet away, I know our ballistas have a range of 120 and a long range of 480. Should they not have been making those attacks at disadvantage if they're 200
They
feet?
probably should have, but that's my fault.
Okay.
So they're still, the closest one's still exactly 200 feet.
Yeah.
Ish.
I have 50 feet of hempen rope. I will tie one end of that rope to the very back of our ship, the other end of it to a large wooden plank, leap off. When I hit the end of the rope, I will let go, and when I am 30 feet away, I will take a shot with my musket.
You're going to get 30 feet away from the boat or 30 feet away from the enemy ship?
30 feet away from the end of the rope that I've tied.
Okay, so you wanted to be in whatever that range.
I will be at that number. I'll be exactly 120 feet. From here, can I see one of their spelljammers? Am I within 120 feet of one of their spelljammers?
The spelljammer.
Why don't you roll a perception check, because they have a port side window that you could in theory snipe them through.
That perception is 15.
Okay, you hit the god number, because all checks that I make on the fly are DC 15, which means you can see him. You do have a target.
Okay, I will proceed to shoot him with my musket 3 times. I'm taking sharpshooter for a -5 to hit and a possible +10 to damage.
Oh, okay, he has cover, so he has got +2 to AC.
Sharpshooter ignores that.
Sharpshooter ignores cover.
Okay.
So the first hit is... sorry, I'm on the wrong tab. It's 16 on the dice for a 26 to hit.
Yeah, would you believe you hit him?
The second one is... that's a 13, but I am going to spend key points on this.
Add 2 to it.
For each key point I spend, I add +2. So I'm going to spend 3 key points to add 6 to that. So it's now the 16 becomes a 22 to hit.
Yeah.
Hits.
And then because I spent key points on my attack action, I get a 3rd attack with my weapon as a bonus action. That's a Kinsei thing. Okay. That's a 19 on the dice for a 29 to hit.
Hits.
So that's 3 hits. The damage is going to be 11 plus 6, so for 17, plus 17, what is that? 34, But it's a +2 musket, so it's actually 40 damage to their Spelljammer.
Holy shit. Yeah. You plug this guy. He drops dead. So, do you have any more? Can I take the description, or do you want?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So as you take the rope, you jump off like caution to the wind. You slide down the rope and you glide towards the enemy ship. You take aim. You see the Thrycreen Mystic. You rack your bolt and you shoot 3 times. With each shot, the kinetic force pushing you back both ways. Each shot brings you closer and closer to your ship. As you kill this guy, you are launched back to your ship and grab the side railing, sliding back on board as if nothing happened.
I'm so glad you said that last thing, because I realized after I took my turn, the whole reason I did the thing with the jumping with the rope and tying the thing and going exactly 30 feet was because of my grapple shot. But I forgot to save a shot for the grapple shot. So I pulled myself back.
Yeah, and as the ship loses its Spelljammer, it continues the glide, and it begins to tilt, and it drifts towards the other lamprey ship. And you only have one contestant ship now, at least for the time being, until that lamprey can dislodge the other one.
So I get back on the deck and I look around at the whole crew and I'm like, well, what are you guys doing?
So
very good, Lieutenant. Very impressive.
What do you want for dinner?
I'm not feeling bugged tonight.
Bildo say meat.
Maybe.
Is it Tuesday?
Is it Tuesday or Thursday, Captain?
It's definitely Tuesday.
I never know what day it is. I always just say that to the crew.
It's a Tuesday.
All right. I'm just so happy.
So you can eventually outrun this ship, but you will incur fire while you do this. I don't feel like it's in the interest of time to get to a firefight that I know you're going to outrun them anyways. So now you guys all roll d6s to see how this generally goes. And I'm going to roll one too.
I got a 2.
I got a 1.
5 from Jeff.
5.
Okay, so you got a 1 and no 6s, so something bad happens. You are able to outrun the ship, but you sustain heavy fire, and you guys are going to take 100 damage in this extended firefight.
To the ship?
Yeah, to the ship. How many of these guys?
We've got like 50 ship health left.
Yeah, we should go put into port.
Oh, I forgot to take... Okay, that was my bad. I didn't write down how much damage you had taken. Well, how much total damage have you taken? So, how much damage did you take from the initial volley again?
34.
Then 20 from the fireball.
100. I got that one. And then 24.
34.
34. Am I missing a number? Because I see that you guys still have 100 HP. Or 95
Sorry,
HP.
I miscalculated our math.
Okay. So you guys still have a decent amount of health, but you're not doing well.
We're bloodied.
Yeah.
Okay. But you are able to eventually harass the enemy ship. You don't destroy it because it has more hit points than you, but you do get away. You get it to, fuck off because it doesn't want to die. But this dogfight has taken you very deep into the dark lunar sector that you found yourself in. And you were able to find one lowly rest stop where you could take a long rest, and I think that's a good place to end the session.
Alrighty.
Leo.
I know we're a little early, but I don't necessarily have an extra 30 minutes of content, considering I expected you guys to run and go into the portal. But I can move the setting of what I was going to do anyways. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. I'm just glad I got to do one of my Nova rounds.
Of course.
That's
I felt
cool.
bad that you guys killed my monster so quickly.
I would have been happy. I would have been happy even if you had not given me the free movement back to the ship at the end. I would have been like, you know what? I'll just grapple another ship and go kill them all up close.
And then take the ship and catch up to your friends.
Yeah, that's what I would have done.
Yeah, I don't think I would have made it through 3 rounds of combat with that monster. I think I would have died. Or gone down at least.
Well, it's like interesting because that monster has a ton of HP and has an AC of 23 because I can cast shield. But also, it doesn't actually hit that hard, and it has a crazy breath attack that it's supposed to use when it gets low health.
Yeah, and I think we rolled some pretty crazy rolls. Like,
I have the numbers. I have them.
I double checked because I'm doing my rolls on D&D Beyond. I'm like, 30 damage? That's maxed. And like you can hover over and see the dice rolls, and it was like, nope, that was 3 10s. Like, holy shit! Like, what are the odds, right?
I took like 30 damage on the one turn I was in melee with that guy.
Wow.
Yeah, so I went ahead and posted the damage you guys did, excluding the fireball that killed it. And I was just like, this is crazy. I know I gave you guys the ballistas, but I didn't even expect you guys to hit.
Yeah.
But,
and I critted with one of the ballistas.
that was the 47 in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's nuts.
Yeah, 77 damage with the ballistas basically was what did it right there.
Yeah, because if it made it to its turn, it would have gotten its breath attack off and its melee attacks, which would have not killed you guys, I don't think, but it would have made you guys spend a ton of resources after the combat, which would have been awesome for me for session 2, you know?
Well, Cody, thanks so much. Great session. Killer DMing. We've got the follow-up to this. Due to scheduling, it's not next week. It's going to be in a few weeks. Next week, I think, is still Beyond the Wall. Let me double-check real quick, just for announcement's sake. Yeah, next week is Beyond the Wall, then Tales from the Loop, and then on October 17th, we have Spelljammer Part 2. So everyone come back and see us then. We will let you know via social media if any of those dates change. And guys, thanks for being on the show. Kenny and Jeff, Cody, thanks for running it.
Yeah, awesome.
Had a blast. Never played Spelljammer before. Loved it.
Awesome.
That was great.
Yeah.
Great crew to play with. I might need to change out magic items, though.
This is to anyone still signed on. I do have room for another player at this junction, and I can very easily write one in.
That's right. That whole top right corner where it says tonight's game, that could easily be a whole other floating head. All right. Good night, everyone. We will see you next time.